Before I start this video today, I just want to say RIP to Mac Miller, and I just hope wherever you are, you're at peace. Okay, so welcome guys. Today I've got my notes here. I wrote down the lyrics and the lines that I'm gonna talk about, and today I'm doing I'm Not Real by Mac Miller featuring Earl Sweatshirt. So, hope you guys are doing well. And let's get started. In this song, Mac Miller is talking about a bunch of things, and one of the lines in the song goes like, "These eloquent, irrelevant sentences show my penmanship." So you can see how it just shows a lot about his psyche or what he was trying to talk about. He starts by saying passport, filling up with stamps. So he talks about how he's doing a lot in his life and he's going everywhere and he's traveling a lot. So that's what the premise is. I think the song kind of shows how he's going through life and realizing that he's not been that real to himself, he's not been real to anybody, and he's trying to understand himself and understand what he's doing in life. So he says that if money buy you love, then love's not enough, which is, I think, a great line, because I keep saying this, that people think that when you have money, everything is going to be fine. But that's not true. Money is essential. Money is essential because we're in a society, and this is how our society works. We need money to survive, but survival is not happiness. And he's saying that if your money can buy you love, then that's not real love, which is beautiful and amazing, because I always think that love is unconditional, and unconditional love only can happen between parents and children. I think the way my mom loves me, the way my grandparents loved me, that was unconditional. And I think rarely do we see that sort of unconditional love in romantic relationships, because I don't think romantic relationships are meant to be unconditional. And I am going to talk more about that in a different video, and I digress. So he's saying that if money can buy your love for you, and you think that you have love now because you have all this money, that means you don't have a real love, because real love comes and is there with you even when you don't have anything. You don't need to be anything to have real love. You can be in the worst situation and somebody could love you, which also makes me realize how we perform. We try our best to be loved, but the truth is, when somebody's gonna love you, they're gonna love you regardless of your flaws. And you don't have to become something for somebody to love you. You don't have to become worthy of love. You're worthy of love by virtue of existing. You don't have to do anything else to be able to deserve love. You deserve love just because you are, just because you exist. That's enough for you to be loved. Yeah. And then he says, "So tell me why you're on your knees crying to the floor." So this line, as I interpret it, is he's saying that there's no point of crying on your knees, because ultimately you're just here. Ultimately you have to go through what you go through, and it's just life. And I can back this up with what he says, something else in the end, which I'm going to come back to. But I think he's saying that there's no point of being so sad. You just gotta accept what you gotta accept, because in life, no matter what we try to do, some things just exist. You are what you are, right? No matter what you try every day to become, today you are something, and that's the truth for you. You are what you are, even if you can't see it. What you are today is exactly what you are. If that makes sense. He's saying that if you had the chance, would you take the time you need to make it right? The clouds are gray, but would you pay the price to paint them white? Wow. So he, again, going back from his next line, he's saying that if you had the chance, would you take your time to make it right? So he's accepting there's a lot of things in the world that's not right. So he has his passport filled. He's going to places, he's experiencing things, but he's not feeling it right, because to feel right is, as I've said in another video, you could stick to society's rules or make your own rules, but to make these rules, to stand against something that's incorrect to you, it's hard to do that, right? It's extremely difficult to stand against the norm and really come out and say, hey, I think this is wrong and I want to change it. That's scary, and you have to come out of the herd and do it all alone, because you're not going to have a lot of support when you do that, when you try to change something that's wrong. So he's saying, would you take the time to make it right? If the clouds are gray, would you pay the price to paint them white? Because you have to pay a price to make a change. You have to pay a price to change how the world works, because the world is so confident that it's right. Humans are the most confident people. I mean, obviously, because we are the only people, but we are so confident in what we know and what we do. We never entertain how the world could have been different. We never entertain that idea. So to make it all right, it's going to be difficult. Like, you're going to have to pay a big price to be able to do that. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot. And I think that's what he's talking about. And then he says, I'm not real, I think I never was. My garden hasn't been growing, so can you bring that rain? He's understanding that he's tried everything to be this person in society, but he now realizes that he was never real to himself. He craves that. I think he wants to be real, right? So he says, his garden isn't growing. Could you bring some water? And that just screams to me as help. It's saying that, hey, I'm not that happy. My garden isn't growing, and I need some water to grow it. And then he says, look for the answers, I'm searching, but I ain't getting far. And he's looking for answers, but he's not getting them. He's confused what to do and what he needs to be happy, but he's unable to find those answers. And then he goes and says, point me to a road. Head in the clouds, but my toes in the struggle. Again, he's going everywhere, doing everything, but he still feels like something's missing, which is head in the clouds, but my toes in the struggle. Like, who dared to test it? Dare to test it. He's accepting how difficult this is. Then he also says something beautiful, saying, rapper feuds are sad if you would battle for a stack or two. So he's completely admitting how he doesn't want money anymore, because a stack or two is not gonna do anything. Rapper feuds are not gonna make any sense. There's more to life. There's allowing birds to fall to their death before they even fly. This I see as how the world puts everybody in a cage, every human, and tells them this is what you need to do and you can't go above that. When do we tell children that they can do anything? Anything. They can. But we never tell them that. We put people in cages and we tell them there's this set of rules you need to follow and there's only certain things you can do. We don't tell them, hey, you can go out and look into life and figure it out. We don't. So we kind of don't let the birds fly. We kind of don't let humans be bigger than what we think they can be. And he's saying that, doctor, please prescribe me some for the pain, and money and machines, those will make you change. And he's saying everything pretty clear. He's talking about how he is in pain. He's saying that money and machines, which I can say phones, for example. Phones are going to feed you so many different types of ideas that are not yours, and you're going to think that, oh, they're mine. For example, plastic surgery. A lot of people think it's empowering to just do what you want to do and get plastic surgery, but getting plastic surgery is not your own idea. All these beauty standards that are being set up by capitalists and people who want to just make money off of us. That's not your idea. That's not what something you want. They're saying money and machines, they will make you change. They will make you change from the inside. And you need to be careful about that. And then in the end he says, if I go tomorrow, I just hope it ain't in vain, and I can't complain, which is really sad. It's so sad. And he's saying that I hope his life means something and he's done something for somebody, and I think he has. Every life is beautiful and has done something. And we don't want to accept that, but every life makes a little difference, and that's how it should be. There is no grand scheme. In this grand scheme of things, we make no sense, but in smaller situations we do, and we should be grateful for that. If I am able to help one person understand something or make one person like my video, I feel so grateful. I feel so shocked, because this is not what a lot of people can say. It kind of feels like my life is not in vain again, and I just want to say that his life is not in vain. He's done so much, but he also said that he can't complain, which is beautiful, which kind of shows how he's grateful for what he's had, and makes us question how we are not grateful for things. It makes me question how I should be more grateful for everything. Think about the things you have, and think about the people around you and how they don't have those things. I'm so grateful. So grateful. There's so many things I could be lacking right now, but I'm not. And I'm so, so grateful. And I think so is he. And I think we all should be way more grateful for what life has given us and what we're able to make out of life. Alright, I think that's all for this video. We think everything is a universal experience, but it might be. People may experience the same things, but they don't have the same ideas about those things. I think it's our brains, it's our consciousness that makes things beautiful. Also in the next video, I'm planning to analyze a painting of mine. The painting that you see behind, it's actually my painting. I did this art, and it's just me doing stuff, but I think I kind of want to go into the psyche of what I was thinking when I was painting it and talk a little about it, and just, why not, right? So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are awesome for watching this video, and take care.